adjust this mic real quick. Hello, people. It is your good friend Chad Marco here again with another episode of How to Be a NEET. Now, this is episode 10, and today's episode is called Monk Mode. Now, so today I'm basically just going to talk about ways you can keep yourself just focused, healthy, strong, clear-minded, not fucking depressed while you're NEET, because there's always, I think I mentioned this before, but there are always those pictures that kind of make the NEET life seem like, oh, I'm learning the piano, I'm learning a second language, I'm working out and watching what I eat, I meditate and have yoga in the morning, and then I proceed to fuck the wage slave's neighbor's wife. Of course, that's typically bullshit. We all know that most of the time we spend most of our clock hours masturbating to porn, shit posting on 4chan, downloading some porn, and then we might take a nap, and then we eat, and then, oh man, but every now and then, and I'm sure you guys have done the same thing, every now and then I say, man, I'm tired of feeling like shit. I want to get myself together. I want to make myself a little healthy and happier. And so you commit yourself, even if temporarily, to some sort of lifestyle change, similar to that of a monk, where you avoid vices and overindulgence and wasting time, and you try to actually spend your time wisely and, just take care of yourself and things around you. So that's what we're talking about today. But before we get into that, that we always have a subtopic. I don't even know what the fuck we have. So today I want to talk about MGTOW. Now, if you didn't know, MGTOW stands for Men Going Their Own Way. It's like this movement of men who are, it's mostly about, guys who just feel like it's not worth dating women, getting married, because, girls have all the options and the vagina power, and they have the courts on their side. If you get married and have kids, then you've basically put your head into a fucking guillotine. Realizing this, men all across the world, all shapes and sizes, have decided to stay away from dating, but not necessarily stay away from dating, but change their approach to dating, whether that's staying away from dating altogether or just not really investing themselves into women they believe will not necessarily be loyal and faithful and beneficial to their overall lives for a long time. So basically, guys are becoming savages. like all that red pill shit is all connected. PUA, I think, is all connected to this. I think more and more as men have learned about female nature and our own nature and dating and sexual selection, hypergamy and all that, is giving us a more accurate view of the way sexual selection works. And it's not very pretty. It's, we grow up watching, these movies and hearing these stories, and it's all about, you rescue the princess, and then it's forever, happily ever after and all that. But that's not necessarily the case, because the princess, well, before you met, she fucked about 20 guys, and, you got married, and then she got bored of you, and then she divorced you, and she took half your gold and the dragon. I don't know where I'm going with this, but this is basically MGTOW in a nutshell. I think it's just essentially just guys changing their approach to dating. That can range from, like I said, staying away from it altogether, or just being, always looking out for your self-interest. Essentially just not trusting women or putting yourself in a situation where they can get the advantage over you. And it's kind of depressing. But, I think this whole thing started like with the whole herbivore male thing. You guys remember? Because when I first started hearing about guys like this, it was the herbivore males, and I think it was like the shit going on in Japan where guys are just they're neats, they're hickeys, and they're not dating and all that shit, and and some of it was intentional, like just really just not wanting to get involved in dating because just how demanding women have become. So you just say, well, fuck it, I'm not gonna date. I'm just gonna watch anime and masturbate. And that's where I kind of noticed like this shift in guys, because I always felt like this. I always felt like my mindset at an early, like I think around like 16, 17, 8, like around that time I was already sort of shifting towards that kind of mindset, like because I knew I wasn't good with women. I knew I probably wouldn't be very good with women. So I said, all right, I might need to have to learn how to be single, how to learn to be a virgin, because I don't know how long this is gonna last. Like I was trying to rebel against my own biology. I was like, do I need to have sex? Do I need to have a girlfriend? What if I don't? And that's what kind of started me along the path of just looking at things a different way. Like, well, if I can't derive my happiness from women, maybe I can get it from something else. But yeah, that's where I kind of noticed the whole, and then years go by, and then you just notice things like red pill, all kinds of PUA dating coaches and shit on YouTube or whatever. So now we're at this point where I think now though we're kind of on. Well, I was about to say I think we're on the tail end of the MGTOW shit. Not necessarily the idea as a whole, but like MGTOW in particular, because I think MGTOW is just like a section of like a greater shift in mankind. I'm going to go a little woo-woo here, but I think MGTOW is like just a part of like a mass spiritual awakening. But I'm gonna go back into that later. But if you're interested in MGTOW, you can look for all kinds of like, they got YouTubers and websites and shit where you can basically go to get information about, how to deal with women, some of the ways women try to manipulate men, as well as stuff on finances and just trying to live a better life as a man in general. Like just every single way you can look out for your own self-interest. It's not just about women, even though that tends to be the bulk of the content that you will find there. There are some guys like I really like the Thinking Ape. That's probably my favorite like MGTOWer YouTuber that I discovered. I think he has some of the best videos because he doesn't just talk about sex and women all the time. He talks about like a wide range of subjects now. So I think if you're interested in it, that's a good one to check out, Thinking Ape. But speaking of wide range of subjects, one of the main criticisms of MGTOW is just their obsession with women. Like the idea is to go your own way, but then you're always talking about bitches. You're always talking about sex. So how are you going your own way? And that's definitely like, especially if you go to like the subreddit, man, it's like a broken record almost. It's you'll go there and you see some of the same memes that's floating around and being reposted and shit about. So in that way, and I think myself, I went through like a phase. I mean, I still do, like sort of, even though I've decided not to really pursue women, I'm still so interested in sex and women and dating and just the mechanics of it. So even myself, I spend a little bit too much time just looking at like dating videos and like black pill shit, red pill videos and white pill, just too many pills, man. Just way too into this fucking human sexual psychology shit. So I think that's one thing you gotta look out for. And I don't think this just has to do with MGTOW. I noticed the same thing on like R9K and shit, where we can become kind of one note and too focused on a subject like sex, and it's not like we're out putting the things that we know into practice. It's not like we're really doing anything with this knowledge. So it's like you could really better spend your time focusing on other subjects. And I'm trying to do that, but it's very hard. I think talking about sex, I think it kind of taps into that same part of our brain that just has that sex drive, period. Like whether we're pursuing sex with the opposite sex, or maybe we just want to learn about sex. I think the brain is just always sex, especially in this promiscuous era. But yeah, MGTOW can be way too obsessed with just that one area, because there are so many other areas in life in which you can use that MGTOW mentality and have it benefit you, like in terms of like finances or career or education. I feel like even the foods that we eat is kind of like there's MGTOW there, where you see all these people like realize like, oh man, like this isn't healthy, this isn't good for me. Oh man, what about fasting, and what about keto, and what about the carnivore diet? Like people are we're not just looking at television and seeing like the cereal and the Pop-Tarts and saying, oh, I'm gonna go eat that bullshit. Like we're thinking like, we want to eat the right way, we want to live the right way, we want to make money in better ways, and we want to deal with women and sex in better ways. So I think it just, to me, MGTOW is just changing your approach to just any different area of life so that it benefits you more. Even though I don't personally identify as MGTOW, like I like the idea of it. I like what it represents, because I feel like I said, I feel like it goes beyond sex. I think MGTOW is part of like a spiritual awakening where people are starting to realize like, what's really gonna make them happy. I think not only are men realizing that, women aren't these perfect little angels, is also that, is even if you do get the girl, is like, she can always leave, she can always go, she can always, you might not have her. So how can you become dependent? Like, how is it healthy to become dependent on another person? So I think what I get out of MGTOW, I think, is looking elsewhere for like looking for like a better foundation for your happiness outside of the usual, I'm gonna go to college, get a job, get a girlfriend, marry her, kids, because that just doesn't always work out for everyone, especially, like I said, with women having so much power in the courts and all that shit. They pretty much got your balls. They got your balls, man. I mean, I know, and I genuinely believe, like there are great women out there, wonderful women. I still believe in love. I still believe in the idea of two people like meeting each other and loving each other, and it not being like some stupid game of like who doesn't care as much as the other one. Like that's how dating is. And that's like, you got to go into it not caring. That's how fucked up like dating and being in a relationship is now. It's like you can't even afford to give a fuck, because the more you give a fuck, the more a bitch won't even like you. So it's like it's just depressing. But I still think that there are I still believe there are great women out there. It's just that knowing what I know, I'm not gonna bet on it. That's the catch. Knowing what I know now, I'm not gonna bet on finding a woman of that caliber. It'd be nice if it happened, but I'm not gonna bet on it. And a lot of people say like, and this is a valid criticism. Another valid criticism of MGTOW is it's kind of misogynistic. Like it's just like, oh, women are these awful creatures, and but then, what about men? We're fucked up too, and all that. But here's what I think about that though. I feel like MGTOW is like, just to compare, I would compare like the MGTOW red pill mindset to like wearing a seatbelt. Because if you think about it, every time you get in a car, if you're not retarded, you put on your seatbelt. But how many times has that seatbelt actually saved your life? How many times did you really need it? I mean, really think about it. Like 99% of the time you do not need that seatbelt, but you put it on anyway. Why? Just in case. And you do it. Now, some people don't, I say some people try it, but you do it because it's of little cost to you to just put it on. You lose a bit of flexibility, yeah, but it's better than losing your fucking brains as they splatter outside of the goddamn front window of the car because you didn't have your goddamn seatbelt on. You wear your fucking seatbelt. I feel like this red pill MGTOW is like a seatbelt for your dick. I feel like it's just you're making like an assumption about women to protect yourself from them manipulating you. You're basically saying, I don't know you. I know you would fuck my whole life up. If I get like I could welcome you into my life and you could fuck it all up. So I need to approach this with caution. I can't just wear my heart on my sleeve. I got to evaluate you the same way you're going to evaluate me. And that's why that's why I hate it when people point out like, MGTOW is misogynistic, or not all women are like that. But if you really think about it, women, they do the same shit. They make assumptions about men to protect themselves, and we've just accepted this. We have never accepted men doing the same thing. We've never accepted men making a mass assumption about women to protect ourselves. But that's really what bitches do. Like bitches, like that's why you always see like if a guy go up to a girl and she don't quite, unless he just super mad hot, like she'll have like a stuck up like air about her. Not that she's stuck up, but that's just part of the game. Like, I don't know you, nigga. Like, I don't know. She got to evaluate you. That's why you go on dates. That's why they play mind games. It's to evaluate you. I think all this red pill MGTOW shit, I think that's just the male evaluation of females. We got to watch out for you just as much as you got to watch out for us. Yeah, we're strong, but you got the power of the vagina, which is like, that's like comparing goddamn Super Saiyan to motherfucking Super Saiyan 3. Or at least like 2.5. So, wait, 2.5? Was it 1.5? Super Vegeta. That was a good fucking episode. But yeah, spiritual awakening. I think that's about all I have to say about MGTOW. In conclusion, I don't consider myself a MGTOW, but like I said, I like the ideology, and I think outside of the like just the whole women thing, I think it's good that information is being passed around now, like valuable information. Like if you go search for it, you can find so many bits of wisdom and things that help you out, and it's making me rethink how I approach life and my attitude and the habits and the things that I will allow into my life. And I think MGTOW, it has its faults, but I feel like it's a part of that greater good of just people sharing valuable information, interesting and fresh ideas, and just trying to, evolve and try to be better. And I just hope that, we're going our own way, but I hope we're going the right way. That was so corny. All right. But enough of that bullshit. How long did it take? 20 minutes? Goddamn, let me take a sip. But anyway, as I said, today's episode is called Monk Mode, and we're going to be talking about some monk shit. And I'll be right back after these messages. Oh man. Hello. I'm back. And today's episode is called Monk Mode, people. So let's talk about the idea of monk mode. Now monk mode is just something that I've seen on 4chan a couple times. It'll usually be like a thread. Oh, and another word for it would be like cocoon mode. And it's basically just the idea that you take time out to be especially frugal and just making your habits, like trying to maintain like a flow of just good habits, clean living, like just, it's really just essentially just self-improvement. It's like time set out to just focus on self-improvement, just to kind of cleanse some of the bullshit out of your soul. Like maybe just feeling like shit. You're like, man, I'm gonna eat more vegetables. I'm gonna get some good sleep. I'm gonna meditate. I'm gonna do yoga. I'm gonna read some books. I'm gonna stay away from the internet. I'm only gonna be on the internet for this amount of hours. I'm gonna do no fap. Putting the hedonism to the side and trying to feed your spiritual self, trying to feed your spiritual belly. Oh man, spiritual belly. That sounds awesome. But yeah, it's essentially just self-improvement. Now, we all know being a NEET, you get very overindulgent. I mean, we just got nothing but free time. The kitchen is always there. The porn is always there. The video games are always there. The social media is always there. Just so many fucking distractions, and all that shit can really fatten up your soul. It really is. These things are fun, but I think you got to find some type of balance if you want to be, like, I would say, like, feeling like clear on the inside, like just feeling better. It's because it really helps out everything. Like even if I'm playing a video game, I want to feel good playing that video game. I want to like work out and then maybe eat like some fruit while I'm playing the game. Like I want to feel good. It's about feeling good and feeling healthy and shit. But it's hard to do when you're in NEET because it's so many vices. There's so much temptation around you because it's so many things you can just waste your time with. So much bullshit you can put into your body. Like, I know some of us, we do drugs or like we eat junk food or we drink or whatever. So that shit can kind of, it can weigh you down. So, but monk mode, just setting aside some time to just, clean out your system by, being monkish. Now, I'm gonna just go over some of the key points of like monk mode, like some of the key things that you can focus on during monk mode to make your NEET life a little bit more, just a little bit healthier, just a little bit more balanced. So you won't be feeling like shit all the time. That's a big thing about being a NEET. You got to make sure you don't feel like shit. So easy to feel like shit when you're a NEET. So here we go. Now, one of the number one things is diet. Now, I'm by no means like, I have very little willpower when it comes to food, but I try. I found that one of the easiest changes to make is just like switching out juices for water. Like I kill water. Like that's the one thing I did right about dieting is that I drink plenty of water and I don't drink, I rarely drink a soda. I might drink a soda like once a month, like serious, like maybe two times a month. I stay away from that shit. But I still eat like a lot of bullshit like candy and ice cream and chips and shit. And that's what I really struggle with. Just like the typical like junk food shit. But as far as drinking, I'm good. I don't drink alcohol either. So pretty much like 90% of what I consume is water. So that's like an easy way. Like I wouldn't say easy. I know some people have like serious soda drinking habit. Like my mom is a super soda drinker. I always get her about it. Those fucking sodas, man, they got like, some of those sodas have about 2 or 3 days of sugar in them. 2 or 3 fucking days, man. Like that is insane. That is just such an extreme amount. And I'm learning more and more how, sugar is probably one of the most dangerous, like commonly used food substances that we're consuming, even more so than the salt and the carbs and the fats. Sugar, I think sugar is like the number one, like poison. It's good. It's exciting for the tongue, but I think that shit is really fucking with us. And that's why I'm trying, now I'm trying to, if I consume sugar, I'm trying to do it like in the form of, it'll be like fruits. But I still fuck up a lot. Like don't get it's like my niece, she might come over with some candy and then I'm like, I'd take one of my mom, she might buy some shit. Man, I think living at home, I think one of the bad things about it is that your mom would never leave that like she would never not think like, oh, I gotta get my baby some something to eat. Like it's gonna be like some McDonald's out of nowhere, or some ice cream out of nowhere, or some chips out of nowhere, and it'll just, I mean, it's just bringing temptation right into your face if you're trying to eat healthier. But also I tried intermittent, what do you call it? Intermediate. I tried intermittent fasting for a while. I did it for like a week. By a while, I mean a week. That's how long it lasted. But real shit, man, I felt better during that week than I probably felt all year. I'm not gonna just, I was like, I can't just give it like, I can't say that was all because of the intermittent fasting. I was doing a lot of other shit as well. I was going to I was like running to the library like almost every day, and I would read for an hour, and then I would like look up news so I could stay informed. Just getting outside the house, and then I would run back, or I would like listen to an audio book on the way back. So I was killing it that week. That was like one of my best like monk modes this whole year. But that week I felt so good. If you don't know, intermittent fasting is basically when you only eat for like, you eat everything that you're gonna eat within a small window of time. So that would be like anywhere from like, I would say 8 is pushing it, but generally I say about like when you eat within like a 6-hour period, like you eat everything you're gonna eat in a 6-hour period. And I did that for a week, and I felt so much better. And the idea behind it is that the whole theory is that our biology, or our ancestors, they would have been living like a totally different way than we do, because they didn't have an abundance of resources. So the idea is that they would wake up, and then the first thing they would do is hunt for food or forage for food. They wouldn't eat a breakfast. It was get up, get food, then eat that night. So essentially, while they were hunting, they would derive energy from stored fat that was already on your body. When you get like, and that way you keep from gaining like excessive amounts of weight. When you just get up and you do what you got to do, you hunt, you work, and then you eat later that night. You spent so much time like with an empty stomach, and so your body, instead of going into what's in your stomach for nutrients, it just uses the fat that's already attached to your body. But essentially, getting into the flow of that is supposed to accelerate weight loss. I noticed a little bit of weight loss because I got a little chubby around like Halloween or something, and this was around that same time I was eating like candy and shit, and this kind of helped me like cut back a little bit. But that week was awesome. I definitely recommend. I'm trying to get back in it, but once I broke out of the flow, the floodgates were just open, and I haven't been able to get back into doing that shit ever fucking since. But the habit has like stuck with me a little bit. Like now when I wake up, I don't immediately eat unless my mom brought me something or some shit like that. If I get up, then the first thing I try to do is just like go ahead and get started on like working on something, whether it's like checking my email or YouTube or SoundCloud, working on the beat, or exercising, taking a shower, cleaning some shit up, whatever. I try to do all that shit first. And I try, like lately I wait at least about 3 to 6 hours before I eat. Like I think today I probably waited about, I had to wait about, I think about 5-6 hours before I ate. So I still haven't quite got to that point where my window, because like when I was really going hard at it, my window was like 4 hours. Like I was eating everything within a 4-hour period, and I was eating a little healthier too. Like just eating everything at once. What I would do is I would eat like my healthy meal first, Like maybe I had like some salad and some vegetables, some fruit, some nuts, just go for nutrient heavy things first. And then I would eat that, and then probably like I'm watching a movie or doing something, and then I'll eat a snack, and then I'll cook like a second meal that's more like a fun meal, like some, hot dogs and fries and shit. So that was kind of my diet during that time. And I just felt good. I was still eating like junk food, but I was eating like healthy-ish food mixed in with it too. And I just felt good. I felt great. So I definitely recommend that shit. What else about diet? Yeah, I already talked about like, healthy-ish foods and dieting on the food episode. So I'm gonna move on to the next thing to do. Hold on. Okay. Now, once you got your diet, like once you got some kind of idea about your diet and how you want to change how you eat, because I feel like everything starts with diet. But then I think the next step is training or working out, exercising. Incorporating working out into my lifestyle, man, I'm so thankful. And for me, it all started with, I think when I first started working out, what I would do is I would watch 2 episodes of anime every morning on my laptop, but I'll be standing up, and I had like these 2 15-pound dumbbells, and I would just lift them, just do reps, put them down while I'm watching, and attaching that good habit to, the habit of watching anime. Like that way I was able to make my anime time productive. I worked out while I watched anime, even though it was just simple reps. That's how I started exercising. And from there I started like, because I like, my favorite way to work out is to have like music playing. So I started like, I would play like my anime and my video game music and through the speakers while I worked out, and that kind of motivated me. Like it made me feel like I was in a fucking anime or a video game or something, and that just always boosted me up and made me very energetic. And I started doing push-ups. I'd be punching and kicking and shit, just getting the body moving to work up a sweat. And it just always made me feel so good. Even if I didn't have like the greatest day, working out was always one of the highlights. It's very rare that I don't enjoy a workout. Workouts are just, fun part of my day. And I remember I couldn't even do 20 push-ups without getting tired. And I mean, I would barely do 20 and I'd just be exhausted. And I just kept practicing and doing push-ups and little exercises. And I think my record is like, I think I hit 100 one time. I think I did 100 push-ups in one go one time. They were probably a little sloppy, but 100 is 100. But yeah, I'm proud of that. Like, it shows that you can get stronger if you just, repetition, be consistent and all that shit. And I would do like leg ups, squats, pretty much like just various body exercises. So you can look up like those type of workouts anywhere online, just anything that gets your body moving. They got all kinds. Like, you don't even have to go to a gym or buy weights or anything. It's just so many ways you can use your own body to work out. And I've done that a lot. Just look up different exercises and just incorporate them into my routine. And yeah, it's fun. Like, because I always hear some people say, I hate working out. I dread going to the gym or shit like that. I don't go to the gym or nothing, but I like working out. And I just think that's I think the key to making working out a consistent part of or to work out consistently, you got to make it fun. You got to make it exciting. And that's why I incorporated music into it. That's why I attached it to watching anime. You got to make it fun, because if you just, if you're just doing push-ups in a dark, quiet room, You know, all you think about is the pain. All you think about is the struggle. But when I play like some cool, uplifting, heroic anime music or some hard rap, some fucking nigga up, hip hop, some rock or whatever, it puts me in that kind of mood. Like, yeah, I'm training, dog. Like, I'm training for the big boss. I'm gonna fuck him up. I hope him like it. You know, it makes you feel like you gotta save the day. You feel like a hero. So it's like, yeah, 30 more push-ups, 50 more sit-ups, 10 squats. Get the dumbbells. And it's just, you know, hop on the treadmill. It's just, you gotta make it fun. Like, I remember when I first started like running outside, like I do a lot of like running around the block at night or just running to the stores or whatever. I remember I would always, like I said, play music on my headphones, and I would just always think of like stories and scenarios in my head while I'm running. Like maybe I pretend I'm on an adventure, maybe I pretend I'm running from someone or like a monster, like a killer or a monster or something, or you know, I'm in some type of like race or a fight. You know, I just play like with my imagination, and it makes things fun. I play with my perception and my imagination just to make working out fun. And I think if if that's not a habit that you have now and you want to begin it, I think that's a good way of making it stick. Find a way to make it fun. Find a way to, you know, make it something that you look forward to. But yeah, let me see. Like I said, I had two 15-pound dumbbells. Now I got like just one big 35 one. That bitch is kind of heavy. And I do a lot of running. I love to run. That's probably like my favorite shit. Like just jogging, running around town and shit. So yeah, just working out. And I'm also hearing that working out is good for fighting depression. And I know there's been a lot of times where, you know, I might have been feeling down, and then I just start working out, working up a sweat. Next day I know I'm smiling, I'm having fun, I'm looking at myself in the mirror like, you know, I'm looking kind of good there. So it can boost your mood. I think working out also helps with depression, and you just feel better. Like when you're fit, like sometimes I go places and I'm like, damn, I feel good. Like shit, like I feel so light and like I feel like a fucking gazelle or something. Like you just feel good. And it's fun being fit. Like people always say like, what's the point of lifting and working out if you're not gonna have a girlfriend? And dude, I think the reward of working out is really in of itself. I mean, yeah, it's nice to look better. You know, I mean, man, like I was so glad. Like I've gotten compliments here and there from like people who knew me, and they would see like, oh man, you got bigger. Like, you know, cause my shoulders started to poke out and shit after all them push-ups. So that was nice. But I think it's really a reward in of itself. Just feeling better, looking better, and having something to do that's good for you. And it's also fun. I mean, working out is it's awesome, man. I'm glad like people are so health conscious and fitness conscious now, because it's really it's awesome. Working out, exercising, man, all this shit is all. I think everybody should do it. It's fun. Okay. Now, also, I listened to, this year I was pretty bad at it. This year, I mean, man, I was pretty overindulgent this year. I'm not even gonna lie. But going into the next year, I definitely want to pick up this habit, or I want to do this more. But listening to audiobooks, or just reading books in general. I think seeking knowledge, trying to increase your intelligence and all that, I think that's another just important part of, making yourself feel better as a NEET while you go through your monk mode, your cocoon mode. Because as you learn more, you understand more, you understand more about yourself, you understand more about the world around you, you understand more about the way you and other people think, relationships. It's just you learn things like really how to deal with the problems that you're going through. So if you got a problem, find a book on it. Find a book on, how to deal with that particular problem. Like right now, the audiobook I'm listening to is, I think it's Path to Mastery by Robert Greene, if I'm not mistaken. And it's just about the steps necessary to master your craft or anything like that. And, I've just gotten so many nuggets of wisdom from listening to the audiobook. And just like working out, I can have like an off day, turn on the audiobook, and then I just hear the right thing. I hear something that's like, well, damn, like that's a new idea. Let me try that. Let me see if I can do this. Let me see. Yeah, let me incorporate this into my mindset and my behavior. Like maybe this will change things. Maybe this will make me more efficient. And I feel like acquiring knowledge, it gives you hope because it gives you ideas on how to approach your problems. It gives you information, knowledge, and wisdom on pretty much any subject, any type of thing that you're going through. So always seek knowledge, always seek wisdom, either through audiobooks, straight up books, reading articles, whatever. Just, I think acquiring knowledge is essential for getting the most out of your monk mode. Now, I think I mentioned this before, but like I said before, like with the anime and the working out, always attach, like you can always attach something that's, I'm not going to say like reading is boring. I would never imply that, but we all know that's one of the things, like it's not instant gratification. Reading or listening to an audiobook is not instant gratification. Instant gratification will always try to grab us. It will always have that power over us more so than the delayed gratification of reading a book and having to, reread things and absorb the knowledge and analyze it and think about it and, go through hundreds of pages, So what I did was I listened to audiobooks while I'm walking, because I like being outside. I like being under the sun. I like going on adventures. So I can make that, more productive by, listening to an audiobook. Like maybe I'll run to Walmart and on the way back, I'll listen to an audiobook, some shit like that. So that's just a way. I always just try to attach, essential activities to like non-essential activities, or the delayed gratification with the instant gratification, whatever that means. But yeah, seek knowledge, man. It'll help you out. Okay, now I'm getting a sip of water. My throat is so fucking dry. My throat is so fucking dry, man. Okay, yeah. The next one is hobbies. Because whenever you see that little bullshit graphic of like Pepe, the NEET Pepe, he's always like he's doing yoga and meditating, and he's like learning the piano or something. So, but definitely, like, I'm not saying you gotta learn the piano or do something music, but always have a creative hobby. After reading the book, or listening to the book Path to Mastery by Robert Greene, I'm starting to really realize that, people, we're meant to create. We're meant to build, fix, and do shit, not just consume. We're meant to create and be creative and all that. And I think, rap and music has been just a great way for me to express myself, to challenge myself, making beats, writing songs, rapping, having to learn how to control my voice and doing take after take out, and editing the vocals and, making a cover art and all that. It's just, it allows me to use my creative muscles, and it's so deeply fulfilling. I don't regret a minute I've ever spent working on music. I regret so many things, but music, I love every minute I've ever poured into it. My heart's beating. But yeah, so that's why I suggest you guys get a hobby. Doesn't have to be music. It could be drawing. You know, a lot of people are like drawing now. They're drawing like gay furry porn and then doing commissions, and people are paying them to do it. So you can just draw like fucked up porn these days and get paid to do it on Patreon and shit like that. Maybe you want to make a damn independent movie. You know, like nowadays with these iPhones, the iPhones have, the cameras are so good, you can make like some like bootleg low budget film with a fucking iPhone or something. So just anything that just allows you to be creative, even like programming, making a video game or an app. I think it's good to put your mind towards those kind of pursuits. As you know, I do music myself, and like I said, I love it. So yeah, get a hobby, and like I said, it gives you an opportunity to use the brain that you have in your skull for what it's really meant to, and it's just to really figure shit out and create and make all these new connections and whatnot. Read the book. Read the book Path to Mastery by Robert Greene. He'll tell it to you much better than I can. Okay, now, next, clean your fucking room. Jordan Peterson. You know, people always say, you know, what makes Jordan Peterson so special? All he said was clean your room. But I think the difference between Jordan Peterson and a parent is that Jordan Peterson, he broke down why you should clean your room. He broke down, like, because a parent would just say, do this because I told you to do so. They don't tell you the benefits of doing like this seemingly simple, innocuous thing. So, oh man, I got something stuck in my throat. But Jordan Peterson, he said, or the way I interpret it, the way that it's like is you clean your room to sort of like clear like your mental space so you can make your next move. It's not cleaning your room for somebody else or because somebody else told you. You know, it's doing it for your own benefit beyond the obvious of just, you know, knowing where shit is. It's like a first step. It's like and I think if you're like a NEET and you're in monk mode, cocoon mode or whatever, it's time to do a little bit of wax on, wax off. You know, it doesn't just have to be cleaning your room, but it's cleaning anything. I think doing like the dishes, mopping the floor, cleaning the sink, emptying your piss bottles, throwing out the cum rags, taking out the trash, even raking the yard, sweeping something. It's just like to me, I see it as a stepping stone. It's just like, it's to build momentum for the day. It's a great way to start the day. Do you want to wake up and the first thing you do is get on 4chan and then you see some depressing shit that just, you know, drag some black pill shit that just ruins your day? Or do you get up and, you know, sweep the floor, clean your room, do this, do that? You know, I think it's a better way to start the day because it's more likely that that the next step you make is going to be more productive as well. You start off with 4chan, you stay on 4chan. You start off with cleaning, you know, you might go off into something. Oh, let me work on my hobby. Let me go outside and exercise. Let me take a walk, listen to an audiobook. You know, it gets you started on the right foot. And I think cleaning your room is one of the easiest things you can do. It's easier for me to wash the dishes than to sit down for a few hours and make a whole beat. So instead of just putting myself like right in the meat grinder immediately, where I gotta be all creative and shit, you know, just start off, you know, breathe, wake up, clean something up, you know, and then transition into music, you know, work on that for about an hour, go for a walk. You know, it's an easy way to just clear your mind so you can make a good move. That's the way I see it. You know, I think the actual benefit of it is beyond just cleaning your room. It's a stepping stone to make the next good move. But yeah, next, Meditation and reflection. Now, meditation is another thing that I've been trying to incorporate into my daily life. I have not been very successful at making it consistent, but I have noticed at least minor results from the few times I've practiced it. I would say at the very least, you do feel calmer after meditating for about 15, 20 minutes. Just sitting down, breathing, clearing your mind, not really thinking about anything, and just relaxing. And sometimes it's almost like you feel yourself almost having like a very, 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 very mild spiritual experience. Like it's almost, there's almost a moment of eureka within meditation where, you might have had something that was just on your mind, or your mind was just racing. You were anxious, you were worried, you were feeling down. I think meditation can help with that a little bit. You combine meditation with working out, and I think I believe in it. It's been difficult for me to just be consistent, but I think I can get more out of it if I'm more consistent. But I'm no expert on meditation by any means. But reflection, because reflection is kind of different than meditation. Meditation is about clearing your mind, but reflection is about just thinking about things you've done in the past, things you've done that day, just sorting through your thoughts and your insecurities. And that's another way. That's another good way I found to just sort of feel a little better. Just kind of organize my emotions and my feelings by just reflecting on life and what I'm doing and what I've done and what I want to do. So just take time out and just relax and just think about what what am I insecure about? What do I feel bad about right now? What am I doing with my life? Like, what do I, just take time out to really think about yourself, to be honest with yourself and to figure out what your next move needs to be. And, that I'm good at, because I like to think. Meditation is hard because I don't like to not think. I'm a thinker. That's why I get so paranoid when I get high, because I always want to think about shit. But yeah, meditation and reflection. Okay. Another one, and some of you guys might not like this, but comfort zone breaking. Now this is kind of contrary to cocoon mode, where in cocoon mode you're supposed to be more like isolated, and and monk mode is kind of the same, but it's not like a hard requirement that you're like in the mountains or in the basement in your mom's house or anything like that. But just because I remember there was a time where I didn't like leaving the house. But then I just started going out more, and then I started expanding my range. I said, well, let me go all the way here. Let me walk all the way to GameStop. Let me walk all the way to Walmart. So just getting outside my comfort zone as far as where I can go on my own, to where now I'm pretty confident that I can, trek anywhere in my city, because I know how to get around now. But that's just one way that I broke out of my comfort zone. Just saying, fuck it, I just walk where I gotta go if I got to. But also it can be like socializing. I don't get out much as far as like at like places where I would socialize with anyone. Usually I just go to like the stores or, stuff like library or some shit like that. But if I'm at a store or something, or I just walk past somebody, I always try to, just be extra friendly, eye contact, wave, say, hey, how you doing? Just working on like my interpersonal skills, working on my communication skills, cause like, I'm the type of person, I'll see someone walking towards me, like on the sidewalk, and I'll be like, ugh, now I gotta deal with this. I don't know this guy. Maybe he expects me to acknowledge him. Maybe he's gonna ignore me. if I try to acknowledge him, maybe he's a thug, maybe he's a weirdo. Like I don't know. So, but now I look at it differently. I say, this is an opportunity for me to flex my social muscles. Let me look at this guy and say, hey, how you doing, man? What's up, man? And that's just another way I try to get outside my comfort zone. Like just, I'm not running around trying to talk to people, but if there's an opportunity where I gotta interact with someone, I try to like really express myself and be like, hey, like really connect with the person. And like this is another human being. Let me communicate with instead of being so standoffish all the time. But comfort zone breaking could be, just doing a new workout, subscribing to a new YouTube channel, just checking out, doing something new, having a new hobby, listening to new kind of music. So it doesn't have to be something where you're just going outside doing something crazy, but just trying new things, not getting stuck in a box of the same habits, because you never know what you could discover when you look on the other side of the fence. So yeah, try to get out of your comfort zone in any way possible. Yeah. Now, also, this is the next one. This is the last one. Life coaches. This is the YouTube era. There are so many guys, so many experienced, strong men on the internet, on the YouTubes, giving advice to fuck ups and losers everywhere on, how to, better yourself, how to do this, how to do that, how to get more money, how to get more bitches, how to be healthier, how to be stronger, how to, just anything. So I always look for like self-improvement, life type coaches on YouTube, or if I see some type of like motivational video on World Star, I'll click on it. So really just seeking out sources of motivation, like David Goggins or Hoggins, whatever his name is. He's like that Navy SEALs dude. Like he's a good one. I watched one of his videos and he said something like he was running, or maybe, or not, was it running? Or maybe it was just in general, but he was like, whenever he's feeling down or whenever he's questioning himself, he always asks like, what if I do this? What if I win? What if I accomplish it? Like, what if I do what I set out to done? And just shit like that, man. Like shit like that, like fuels me. That's kind of shit like I think of when I'm trying to challenge myself and push myself. Like, what if I go all the way? Like, what if I do this shit? So, but just little things like that, just those little nuggets of wisdom. Also shit like the Joe Rogan podcast. He always has like woke, quote unquote woke individuals on his show, and they're always like dropping like truth bombs and game and wisdom, just valuable pieces of information. But like I said, this goes back to like the whole audiobooks and book shit, just seeking out information. But I think it's good to get it in the form of like seeing the person and having a whole catalog of like videos you can click on that they've made. So yeah, seek out like life coaches and shit like that. There's an abundance of them on YouTube and the internet these days. Certainly not someone like me, of course. Don't listen to me. Okay. Now those were like some of the essential tips for getting the most out of your monk mode. Now, if you have an idea yourself, share it with me in the comments and I would really appreciate it. Now, before I get done with this segment, I'm going to give, I don't know, just 5 little like personal bits of wisdom, like just 5 of my favorite, like just bits of like wisdom and or philosophy that I've tried to incorporate into my life. The first one is, how you start is how you finish. And this is just about mostly like when you wake up, just like I said earlier, what do you do first? Is it get on 4chan, eat watch some anime and then take a nap, or did you get up, clean, work out, work on your hobby, or do something productive, And I think I've noticed myself, like when I wake up and I start off doing productive things, I'll usually end up doing more productive things throughout the day. But if I wake up and I'm just instantly jacking off and looking at anime or on 4chan shit posting, I'm probably going to stay in like that flow. I'm going to be in like that kind of mind state throughout the day. It's going to be harder to pull myself away from it, because by midday I'm thinking, oh man, I've already wasted half the day. I'm thinking down on myself. I feel my self-esteem is low. I'm not motivated. I'm full of junk food and shit. So I would advise you, when you wake up, and if you want to have a balanced day, try to do work before play. Work before play. Work, and like I said, you can make it like you can attach, you can like wake up, watch anime, but while you watch anime, you be working out, maybe do some push-ups during the opening and some squats, like while you watching it and trying to read subs and shit. Like that's just a good way to kind of combine the two, like fun and work early in the day, just to kind of get the right foot, just to kind of start off on the right foot. So when you wake up or when you first get up, try to do something. Try to make sure the first thing you do is at least somewhat productive. If that's assuming you want to have a productive day, it's better to do your work before play, or just whatever you consider to be productive or whatever. Like do that first, and then transition into the jacking off and the 4chan shit posting. Okay. Number 2, keep your vices to a minimum. Now, this is probably my favorite like personal philosophy, because as I've observed the world around me and people, especially like celebrities, you see these people, they got everything. They got all the bitches. They got all the money. They got all the toys. They got all the drugs. But a lot of them end up unhappy anyway. They got everything that you would possibly think that you could ever want or need or desire, yet they end up addicted to drugs, or they're killing themselves, or just generally just unhappy, man. So seeing that, I've realized like that's not the answer. I would like to have those things, of course, but it's got to be something else. Something else has to be the foundation of my happiness. It's not going to be vices. It's not going to be porn. It's not going to be video games. It's not going to be a girl. It's not going to be drugs. It's not going to be food. It's got to be something else. I got to go deeper within myself to figure out what that is. I got to figure out what my mission, my goal, what's my heart's my deepest, like highest consciousness desire, and the vices just aren't going to get me there. I like my vices, don't get me wrong, but knowing that vices aren't going to get me where I really want to be, I try to keep them to a minimum. Now, I'm definitely overindulgent in the vices that I do have. Don't get me wrong, but I found that it's easy to stay away from shit that you've never done, or you've done very little of. There are so many people out there struggling with alcohol addiction. I'm not, but I'm sure I could be just like them if I decided to make alcohol a part of my life. Now, I'm not saying like don't drink alcohol, but that was just a personal decision that I made. Like, I think it's good to have vices. I think vices are a part of what makes life so awesome, but you got to find the right balance. And sometimes you let the wrong vice into your life, and that could be like a lifelong demon. That can be some shit that you got to struggle with for the rest of your fucking life. Some people, they die crackheads, they die alcoholics, they die sex addicts and all that. So you got to be careful about what you let into your life. Because like I smoke weed, I decided, weed is something that I'm going to allow into my life. Alcohol, no. Percocets, no. Xanax, no. Lean, no. Crack, hell no. LSD, maybe. Shrooms, I'm thinking about acid, I'm thinking about it. But and I always try to look at like the pros and cons of your vices, because you may have vices now that once you really learn about what it's doing to you, or what it's doing to your body or your mind or your spirit, or whatever, or your spirit, maybe it's not so good for you. Maybe you need to, distance yourself from this vice. That's why I've been, trying to, look at porn less. And I'm gonna be honest, I've been feeling like oh man, like, whoa, like porn. I would say like my biggest three like vices that I struggle with is definitely porn, junk food, and just procrastination in general. I can be like way too lazy. Like I'd be very productive for like a day, and I'm just lazy for like a week, shit like that. But yeah, keep your vices to a minimum, because I feel like at the end of the day, they're not gonna be what makes you happy. Okay. Number 3. Have an attitude of gratitude. I think I mentioned this before in another episode. But this is why I'm a fucking virgin NEET, and I sound so fucking happy, because I know like I have a good fucking attitude. Like, I can be overindulgent. I can be this, I can be that. But the one thing about me, I think why people like me, is that I'm not bitching about my fucking life. I know everything that's wrong with my life, most of it is because of my own decision making. Or at least that's the attitude that I choose to have. I choose to take personal responsibility for my own life. I honestly feel like nobody has done anything as bad to me than I've done to myself. But like I said, it's just, you have to play with your perception of reality. You have to play with your attitude. It might feel fake at first, and it definitely shouldn't be based on like fake shit, but that's where seeking knowledge comes from, where, just looking for people who may have it worse than you, seeing things like that can make you more gracious, that can make you have more gratitude about, your own life. Maybe things aren't perfect, but you can see like, man, like what if I couldn't walk? What if I couldn't see? What if I didn't have a roof over my head? What if I didn't have, parents look out for me? What if I didn't, what if I was a fucking potato? What if I was born in fucking Mexico or Africa or some shit? Just think of all the ways life could be worse, and you realize, man, like, life really, at least my life, ain't that bad. It's not perfect, but it could be so much worse. Like when you realize how bad life can really be, I think that alone can really fix a person's attitude. Like just knowing how fortunate you are to be born with like all your fucking fingers and toes, and in a first world country and shit. Like, not saying that we don't have problems, or that the fact that other people have worse problems like means that we don't have problems, but it at least just gives you some perspective. The same way you see someone, who's doing really good, it makes you think, man, I should be doing better. You see someone doing really bad and you're like, man, I ain't doing so bad. So it can just make you feel better about your present situation. But yeah, just having a good fucking attitude, man. Attitude is just so important to me. I think man, attitude can turn hell into heaven, for real, man. So always just try to look at your situation differently. Try to have a more upbeat, positive, constructive attitude about things. I was watching Elon Musk, and he was on the Joe Rogan podcast, and he was talking about being pessimistic versus being optimistic. And he said, you got to be optimistic. Because if you're a pessimist, you're always going to be miserable. If you're always thinking the worst is going to happen, you're always going to be miserable. So maybe, would you rather, be pessimistic and miserable your whole life and then be right, or optimistic and happy and be wrong? I think there's probably a better middle ground there, because you don't want to be willfully ignorant or anything, but still, yeah, man, just try to have a good attitude. And number 4, I mentioned this several times before. Attach good habits to easy habits. This helps me out so much, man. I mean, because like I said, it's so many distractions. There are so many distractions in our modern day. Everybody's creating things so that you can consume it. I mean, it's just, there's no shortage. So, you got shows you want to watch, you got anime you want to watch, you got music you want to listen to. So, but like, you can always find a way to make some of those activities more productive. And here are just a few examples. Like, I hate eating vegetables, but it's not fun eating boring, healthy food. But it is fun watching Naruto filler. Sarcasm. So if I'm watching anime, I can say, you know what, instead of eating junk food while I watch it, I'll eat some of this kale. I'll eat some fruit. I'll eat some nuts. I'll eat my healthy food while I'm watching anime. I'm doing something I enjoy while I'm doing something that's healthy but not so fun. So I've mixed the two together to just be able to say, like, I did that. I ate healthy today. I ate a healthy meal today. Or working out while I watch an anime. Or working out while I watch a podcast and I'm also soaking up valuable information, Or listen to an audiobook while I walk and I'm exercising and getting fresh air, or work out with fun, energetic anime music, and then take a shower and then meditate right after the shower. So, that's a 3-hit combo: workout, shower, meditate. So just always try to attach good habits with habits that you already have. I feel like that makes it easy. Or try to combine activities, like try to make, certain things that aren't very productive. While I was preparing for this episode, I was listening to a video game podcast, just doing shit, just doing like little fun things while you do like little mundane things, essentially. So yeah, attach good habits to easy habits. And number 5, invest in your own happiness. And this is something I've been doing more recently, because every now and then my mom, she'll take pity on me and throw me a couple dollars. And I always squandered it on junk food, processed bullshit, candy, cakes, chips. Those things are fun. But recently I've been doing like little, like I don't know, like instead of buying a bunch of snacks, I'll buy like $3 toothpaste. It's like, instead of getting the cheapest toothpaste, I'm getting the expensive toothpaste. I'm buying the expensive deodorants. Maybe I won't buy a video game this week. I'll buy, some pants or a shirt, expand my wardrobe a little bit. And I found that, these little, I think this kind of plays into the whole instant gratification versus the delayed gratification thing. Buying the candy and the chips and the junk food and the bullshit and the weed, that's instant gratification. But, buying the clothes and, the vitamins and the personal hygiene stuff, the expensive shampoo and, fucking $2 toothbrushes and, and shit like that. And, it kind of pays off more in the long run. You're like, damn, this deodorant smell good. So just buy things that will make your life better over the long run. Like little air fresheners and things, maybe like a new blanket or something. If you do have any money, like, try to invest in making your living situation better and your lifestyle better and, personal hygiene shit, like the good shit, So yeah, invest in your happiness. And, that is that is the show. That is the monk mode episode. So yeah, in conclusion, you know, while you're NEET, if you ever feel like you don't want to feel like shit, you know, you're like, man, I want to, you know, get into some self-improvement. I want to do this. I want to do that. Then monk mode is for you. You know, just try it for a week or two or a month. It's been very hard for me to be consistent. I don't think I've ever made it a month in monk mode. Maybe a week and a half, but never like a month or anything. Like I might do something for like a few weeks. Like I did like no fat for like 3 weeks one time, but yeah. So yeah, just, you know, try it out and I promise you, you won't regret it. Okay, now next we're going to have the 4chan post of the day and the comments from you guys. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Wish I would do it fucking good. Okay, so now before I get the hell out of here, you guys know I gotta have the 4chan post of the day. Now this is, I'm assuming, from R9K. It's kind of monk related, so that's why I wanted to bring this one up. But this guy said, the Greeks knew that man could not self-actualize without first controlling his sleep and his eating. Start waking up at the exact same time every day. Early is good. Your brain is not made for this modern world. Wake up at 6 a.m. every day and be outside for sunrise and sunsets. If you read any literature on developing habits, you'll read that new habits are most effectively introduced by attaching them to other habits. If you don't first control your sleep, you don't have that most important base level habit to attach things to. After your sleep is functional, decide how to take care of your meals. For me, it is a black coffee in the morning and I eat 2 meals in accordance with the intermittent fasting meme. This guy sounds just like me. You don't have to do the same, but do some research on nutrition and plan meals that work for you. Don't just wing it. This is important. From here, add habits slowly. Always make your bed right after you brush your teeth, for example. If you do it consistently every single time, it will eventually feel automatic. Only after these habits are solidified in your life, you can add productivity habits. Think about it. If you just have to worry about one new thing, it's no sweat. If you're keeping 10 things going at once, then you'll tend to slip up and then it's dominoes. Once you're ready to add those productivity habits, I'd advise you to look into something simple like Pomodoro. This is a 1-hour productivity habit strategy where you simply use a timer to do 2 25-minute productivity sessions with a short break in the middle. Don't leave something out just because it's simple. You're trying to form new neural pathways, and that's something that depends upon consistency and repetition. Now, this was a great post. I mean, it really speaks for itself. He mentioned a lot of the things that I talked about in this episode. You know, like attaching one habit to the other. You know, how you start is how you finish. You know, you start your day off right, you know. And yeah, I mean, even I'm glad I read this again because I needed to hear this my damn self. This is just a good, solid post. Nothing much to say about it. He really dropped a good fucking, just a nice post full of wisdom. Okay, thank you so much, guy. You won't be forgotten. Now, it's time for me to read a few comments. I enjoy this. This is my favorite part of my life. Take a little sip. Oh, shit. Now, Sodium Raccoon said, dude, we should collab on rap. Let's get an incel cypher going. Me, you, maybe Eggy, mixtapian mainlander on the hook. I don't know anyone else. I'm sure there's more. Dude, I'm all for it. If we can get all these jerk offs together in one Discord session, then we can make it happen. I'm all for it. I want to do a lot of collaborations this coming year. I want to do a lot of collaborations. Like, I'm working on like a little side project. Like, I'm not revealing what it is yet. It'll probably be like a simple mixtape, but I'm using like beats from like Original Character and AK Platinum. So yeah, I'm really about to get into the collaborating things. So whether it's beats or just you want my beat of mine or whatever, like I'm all for it. Let's collaborate. Let's do it, man. This is gonna be a movement. Thank you, Sodium Raccoon. Okay, now I think this is to the Kent video. They're talking about Kent. Yellow Misanthropist says, "Where is he now?" Referring to Kent. King of TFL said, rumor has it that he has a Latina girlfriend, but can't confirm whether it's true. And then Yellow says in reply, it's true. The girl probably has. If it's true, the girl probably has kids. I don't know. I don't know where the fuck Ken is at. Last I heard, I went to what was it, Lao Cow Farms or Kiwi Farms or whatever. I went there to the Kent mega thread, and shit, apparently there was like a video of him like giving money to a homeless guy or something. So I don't know what he's up to. I wouldn't be surprised if he got laid by now though. I heard like his uncle got him a hooker or something, and you know there was one video where he even talked about having a date. So I mean, man, it'd be like I just made the fucking Kent song. It's so funny. It'd be so funny. Like he's already fucking bitches, and I'm making songs about this guy who's now fucking bitches. Thank you guys. Hardcore Pete said, "Do you live off of SSI? And if not, your opinion on it?" No, not at the moment, but I did have food stamps a while ago. Man, that was so awesome. Oh man, but it's harder to get those now, so I don't have them anymore. But yeah, I had a good old time with food stamps, man. Got to eat all the bullshit that I wanted to. I was selling them. I was not selling them. Oh yeah, now I just incriminated myself. Fuck. Thank you, Hardcore Pete. Okay, I don't know this guy's name. I can't see his name on the thing. He's got like a Doom picture, but he said, this is a reply to another Phil, Chad Thundercock Part 2 beat, and he said, he dropped a verse and a hook, and I'm gonna just read some of it now. Let me see. Chad talks to her dirty and fucks her with no lotion. You think of her naked, then you fall into commotion. Chad slams the door on her, leaves her with PTSD. I already fucked up. With PTSD. She hates that you're a robot with INFP. Chad fucks her once and then he leaves to watch his My Little Pony. He asks her to watch MLP and she leaves cause you're a brony. Chad's at her place fucking her throughout the night. You can't even hang around her past 8, but you say it's all right. See, you got to get your syllable game right. Unless I'm not saying it the way you intended. But see, this is the thing I notice whenever people like write lyrics somewhere. Either I'm not getting like how it's supposed to like the actual rhythm with like and like at what pace I'm supposed to say each syllable. But sometimes they just write it and it don't come together right. So, but I don't want to accuse him of anything, but that's what it seems like. But I could modify this. I could modify this to like be like rappable, at least for me. Find her interest, found her own Pinterest. You stalk her so much you might as well get under arrest. Chad gets her off by telling her he has a 12-inch bone. She can't even talk to you without texting on her phone. Yeah, I could rearrange that and actually, I might do that because you wrote all that. He wrote a hook and a verse too. I might just for you, like actually like modify these bars so I can rap it better and rap it over this beat just for you. If I don't forget. Thank you so much, Doom Avatar guy. Okay. Comment section, man. My favorite hero. He says, "Det feel when in love with QT dog." I really love my dog. I look at him sometimes. I'm like, man, he's gonna die one day, and it just makes me mad. I love my dog though, man. He's so everybody loves him. Like he's a pretty dog. He's young. He's full of energy. He's friendly. He's just an awesome dog. He's in the other room right now. I would bring him in here with me while I'm recording this, but if I take him out the room, he be walking all throughout the house and exploring shit and being loud and fighting the dustpan. But yeah, Frender's awesome, man. I love that dog. Glad I got him. Blanco Boy Jones says, R9K pole rap, only rap I listen to. Yeah, I don't know about pole rap, but robot music, maybe they're not calling it robot music, but it's on the rise, I think. You listen to artists like Lil Peep, XXXTentacion, Juice WRLD. I feel like they're all kind of cut from like a similar cloth. Like there's like emo feels rap, because usually rap is about being hard or gangster, getting bitches, doing drugs, or being on some conscious shit at least. But now it's like, motherfuckers talking about like their depression and mental health issues and all kinds of shit, man. So I think it's really I'm seeing a new era in hip hop right now. I think it's like this emo rap shit, this robot music shit is cool right now because people are really going through shit like this, and everything ain't just cars and bitches. Some of us are jacking off in our mom's basement, and it's important for someone to tell the world about it. Thank you, Blanco Boy Jones. Spence Arnett says, "Nigga, you're actually good. Totally expected some lame troll shit." Yeah, I don't blame you, man. Anytime, like a lot of like R9, like not R9K, but a lot of like 4chan shit on the internet or like YouTube is like really like just bootleg and or just too simple. I really went all out for this. Like I really went all out for that intro for that first mixtape, and it was good bars. it was some good bars in that. But yeah, I'm glad you liked it, man. It could have easily been just another shithead. Okay. What's this guy? Argan of House Targaryen, sixth of his name, Lord of the Seven Kingdoms and Protector of the Realm, says, "Do more anime reviews." Hey man, do not worry about it. They're on the way. I've been watching more anime lately, but actually, because I just dropped the Guyver anime, the Guyver anime review a few weeks ago, and I think the next one we're gonna do is gonna be Naruto. So it's gonna be a while because I'm suffering through the filler, man. I'm suffering through fucking Naruto filler right now. There was like, I think the last episode that I saw, like they were cooking ramen on a mountain for like these ramen noodle ninjas. It's just gotten so stupid. I can't wait till I finish this and watch some Shippuden. But yeah, it's gonna be a little while because I'm doing this Naruto filler shit, working on music. So, but yeah, more anime reviews in the future. Thank you, Agon of Panoply. I'm not saying all that shit. Okay. Peter Brecht said, "Oh, you're a manlet. That explains a lot." I wouldn't say I'm a manlet. Now, I made the ballad of Kentre Brown about Kentre, so I had to, put his situation in the song. I'm not really all that short. I'm like 5'8". It depends on who you ask. If you go to fit, 5'8", I'm the king of all manlets instantly. But really 5'8", I'm really just slightly below average in height. But I've thought about it, man. Like, what if, like, how much, like, would I have been more successful with women if I was taller? Like that's something I really think about now, because I noticed that it's rare that I see a girl that I'm attracted to who's also shorter than me. It seemed like most attractive girl. I don't know. I don't get out much, so so I might be tripping here, and I don't even get close enough to girls to really, you know, see how I measure up to them height wise. But ever since being more aware about the whole height thing, I look out more for like, all right, she's my height, she wouldn't date me, or she's taller, she wouldn't date me. Oh, she's shorter than me, so I could, I'm looking out for things like that now. But I noticed that, man, it just seems like most of the girls that I see that, are fuckable, they're like are so close to my height, I don't think like they would really fuck with me, you know? So I don't know, it must be like a lot of tall girls where I'm at, but I think the average like male height is like, at least in America, is like 5'9", and girls like 5'5". So I'm only like slightly below average in terms of height. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much my height affects my dating options. Maybe if I was 6 feet tall, I would have gotten laid by now. But who knows? Thank you, Peter Brecht. Let me sip some of this again. Smoking them damn blunts. Oh, it's Doom Guy again. Bro, excuse me. If it ain't too much to ask for, can I get the lyrics to this song? I love how you make these songs that have lyrics in the description for the latest ones, and also releasing instrumentals. Also, as a joke, or maybe some people might appreciate, would you release the vocals isolated from your songs so people could make a Chad Marco S Death Grips mashup or some other mashup shit? Okay, great comment. Yeah, I just recently, because I noticed people always kept saying, I want the lyrics, I want the lyrics, I want the lyrics. So now it's pretty much the standard. I think anytime I put a song up now, I'm going to put the lyrics there. So I got to go back, because Life is Neat is an older song. This was before I cared about you guys so much. This one I ain't give a fuck. I was gutter. But yeah, I can go back and put the lyrics on those songs though. I gotta not be lazy about it. But thanks for bringing that to my attention. I would love to do that for you guys. And also, you want the vocals isolated from my songs to make mashups. That sounds like a good idea. I might make, because let me see, what could I do? I don't know. In the future, I might make some sort of like announcement or video telling where you can download like vocals or something. I don't know. I'll put it out some way. I might like just take some vocals and wrap it up in a zip file, put it on Mediafire, and post a link in the description. Not this description, but yeah, pretty soon. That sounds like a cool idea though. I'll do that shit. Okay. Thank you. His name is Tacto. It's not Doom Guy. Okay. Fartalk said, what resolution would be best though? Because this is for the Robot Music Volume 9002 album cover contest. I think 1,000 by 1,000 is best. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's 1,000 by. You want to be 1,000 by 1,000, but really I don't give a fuck because I can always resize it. So do whatever, man. If it's nice, I'll find a way to use it. Luxury Jacket said, do you have a Discord? You seem like a super cool guy. I'm probably going to regret this, but I'm going to post my Discord in the description. I don't use it much, but I see this as an opportunity for you guys to stay in contact with me and know what I'm doing. And yeah, we can just shoot the shit, communicate, at a faster rate, because I'm gonna try to have it so I keep my Discord open so that I can always, so you guys can get in contact with me, because I don't always I like responding to comments like in video instead of just like on YouTube. And I'm not always on Twitter or anything. Like sometimes I just go straight up MIA. So hopefully this Discord will be able to make it so we stay in like constant communication. I can always answer you guys questions, so we can just chop it up. But if I do make a Discord room, or we have like a little Discord, hangout, whatever, I got one rule. No girls and no traps. No girls, no traps. And I say that because I swear I've been on the internet a long time. I've been on so many like chat rooms and tiny chat rooms and Kagashi, whatever. I swear, anytime there's any type of like internet drama within like a chat room community or like a friend group, like a Skype group, whenever there's drama, it's always sex related. It's always about a fucking bitch. So I always said, man, if I ever have like a Skype or a Discord that's like, you know, like that's mine, and like for my like just, you know, my friends or you guys just hang out in, I cannot have any bitches there. I can't have no girls there because they always cause drama. You know, I mean, this is no offense to, if I got any female fans, no offense, but it's bitches. I mean, if you do exist, then you better pretend like you're a fucking man, because I swear, like oh God, I swear all the drama I've ever seen was always a bitch. It was always a girl, man. It was always something related to a girl, like guys, you know, being jealous because somebody getting the attention of a girl, or they're orbiting a girl, or somebody got like some news or something. Just, it's always some shit with bitches, man. So when I do make my Discord shit, no girls male either, like none of that. No bitches. Okay, thank you, Luxury Jacket. Discord on the way. Henry Bitts said, "Hey Chad, adore the podcast. You really do occupy a niche. Very soothing and entertaining. Worst thing about it is there isn't enough. Maybe an idea for a part of a podcast is talking about your family dynamic and some anecdotes while preserving their anonymity. I'd love to hear it." I read this comment and I loved it because it's so true. People like my podcast shit, but the thing about it is, like, you know, how many neat subjects can I talk about? You know, how much can I really talk about? Maybe it's pretty self-explanatory. You sit around, you jack off, you know, you have a night walk, you watch some anime. You know, it's not much to it. But I love doing this. I love doing this podcast shit. So I was thinking, I'm thinking about, in fact, I'm not thinking about, it's pretty much going to happen. I'm making another podcast that's going to be, I'm not going to commit to weekly. I'm not going to commit to weekly because I know how lazy I get. But at least a bi-weekly podcast where it's not just about like being in NEET. It's going to be like, in fact, I'm going to go ahead and reveal the name of it because I'm already working on it now. I'm making a new podcast called, I forgot the name. OCM is going to be called the OCM Botcast. OCM stands for the Original Content Movement Botcast podcast. And this is going to be like more about general things, like shit going on in the world. I might talk about music. We might talk about bitches. We might talk about like some nerdy shit, games or whatever. So it'll just be like more, I'll be able to cover a wider range of subjects. And also, not only that, but I want to use it as a platform to promote underground artists. Like maybe just have like, cause I see threads on R9K, like, you know, those creative threads. I post that every now and then, but it's a lot of guys making music or drawing or doing something else. And I want to, you know, get in contact with those guys and try to get their permission to put some of their work in my podcast. So it'll be almost like almost like a radio show, almost like we might, like, I might discuss a subject, and then I might play like a song from somebody on, you know, from somebody out of like a creative thread or a SoundCloud thread on the music board or whatever, you know, just to kind of promote like what I see to be actually kind of a good underground Like, and it's not just music. Like, we got art, like people who draw and shit. We got an artwork board on 4chan. Like, maybe get in contact with some of them and get permission so I can like showcase some of the art. Just talk about shit that's going on in the world and just show off like dope art from, people from within our community. Kind of do, it kind of be like a mix of both of those things. Underground artwork and, original music, original art, original ideas. That's like the tagline. But yeah, that's just gonna be awesome because I'll be able to do that more frequently than this. So that way you guys can stay in contact. You guys can enjoy my awesome voice. Thank you, Henry Bits. Hyperbeat on the Hyperbeat. He said, "Oh, this not." I meant George L. Rockwell said, "Hello, Chad. I have a question. What's it like being a nerdy black guy? As a white, it's fairly common for my people to like anime." Well, I don't know. Yeah, I don't get out much, so I don't. I guess the one thing is that I think, because I've heard people say like, "You act white," like I hear shit like that, like you act white. So I think my behavior is like my peers perceive me the same way I think they perceive you. If that makes sense, they perceive me like almost like a white person or something different. Yeah, I think they perceive me as being something different than what they are. Had I been more like, I guess, thuggish or more into, shoes and sports and getting pussy and shit, then I guess I would be more like them. I guess that's kind of the best way I can put it. Is like I think people just see me as being different, but it's not like in a bad way. It's just, it's unusual. I think it's just, you don't expect to see a black guy behaving the way that I do. I don't fit every stereotype. I fit quite a few, the blunt smoking, no job rapper, typical black guy. But the way I talk and the things I'm interested in, I think that kind of sets me apart. But you'd be surprised. You'd really be surprised how nerdy black people are. I'm sure it's like Bloods and Crips out there who love Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy and, fucking Dragon Ball and Naruto and shit like that. So, I think, man, I don't think I'm really all that special. I think I wear it. Like I don't conceal it. I don't conceal it. Like I got a friend, I think this girl had asked him, like, why do you hang out with him? And he was like, because I can, like, we share certain like, he can be his nerdy self around me, essentially. Like, we hang out, we smoking blunts and watching anime. He couldn't do that with everybody. He couldn't sit down and watch fucking Gurren Lagann or Berserk with everybody. I'm the guy that, he can kind of let his guard down and be a little nerdy, be a little geeky, so I think more people than you would think are just as geeky as I am. I don't hide it. I think it's funny being weird and unusual. But thank you. Okay. Darth Maul said, "Hey Chad Marco, from which track and where on the track from the Death Parade OST did you get your sample exactly?" Nigga, why did you never reply? What the fuck, man? You breaking my heart like that. And oh man, I feel so bad. I feel so bad because I don't usually go through my comments until I get quite a few of them, or until I'm doing an episode of how to be a NEET like I am now. So I miss a couple of them. So, but I couldn't answer his question even if I knew. I couldn't answer his question even if I wanted to, because I forgot where the fuck, I forgot which Like, are you talking about the room beat and or what beat was it? I totally forgot. But I don't know. What beat are you talking about? Like, now we can address this. I'm sorry I'm late. We can address this now. So yeah, what beat is it? Like, is it the room? I'm gonna check that out and see, cause maybe it's the room beat. But yeah, I'll look into that for you, because I forget which samples I use sometimes. I always use like cool anime music or video game music usually. But yeah, I'll look into that for you, man. Oh man, this guy is about to tear into me. Damn. Okay. Crippling Autism said, standards? Dude, you've been a NEET for 8 or so years like me, according to the last episode I just watched. I'm pretty sure you're in such a scenario you couldn't even get a crippled 1 out of 10. We offer 0 value and have no way of meeting chicks outside the internet. Ha ha ha! I don't like the framing here. Most incels are autistic NEETs, and it doesn't matter what their standards are or anything. You need a life before you can start even thinking about that shit. You don't seem that autistic though, at least. Makes sense since you're black. A black aspie is an oxymoron if I've ever heard one. Damn, I mean, the guy just roasted me. He just he tore me to shreds. Why'd you do that? Why are you mean? No, but dude, I'm well aware that I have 0 value. I'm not ignorant of this. I know when I say that, you know, I have standards, it's just that I don't care enough about sex to lower them. I'm not saying I'm deserving of what I want. I'm just saying that if I can't get what I want, then I'm not taking less. That's all I'm saying. Like, because I don't see sex as a necessity anymore. You know, I can kind of take it or leave it. So that's why I kind of have that attitude, because I'm not really desperate. You know, if you watch my shit, you know, like I'm not, you know, I'm not out here, you know, chasing after bitches or crying over not having a bitch. I'm just trying to enjoy my life the best that I can. You know, I'm not the happiest guy in the world, but you know, I get by. So I don't really feel a need to, you know, lower my standards and fuck some ugly gorilla looking bitch that I don't even like, you know. But at the same time, I know that, you know, I'm a weirdo, neat masturbator guy. So I have no expectation of, you know, getting laid anytime soon as I am, you know. I mean, that's why I go out. I might see like some pretty girls and shit like that, but I won't even look at them. I won't even make eye contact or anything, because I just know, like, I've got no chance. I've got no chance in hell with any of these girls, man, except that gorilla ugly looking bitch in the corner, and I don't want her. So yeah, I would say I have standards, but not high standards, but certainly not low standards either. You know, I would like to have a girl, but you know, I'm not absolutely desperate for it. So, you know, if it happens, it does. If not, whatever. I still have you guys, and I still have you, Crippling Autism. Thank you so much. Wait, did I skip one? Where am I? Hold up. I'm lost now. Oh no, I'm good. Okay. Long Dick said, hurry up and sell your soul. You need to be famous. Yeah, you always hear about shit like, you know, if you want to be famous, you got to sell your soul to the devil, or you got to do something crazy. So, you know, to sort of be welcome into the beast of the entertainment industry. But I don't know. Cause it's 2 ways to look at selling your soul. Like, is it like, do like some type of satanic ritual? Like try to get in contact with demons and shit so they can accelerate my career path? And in exchange for like making me like, I don't know, like just having me go through a bunch of bullshit. Like maybe I'll become like a drug addict and I go to jail back to back to back. I don't know. Or it could be to do something just so outrageous that it gets me attention. I kind of think of that guy Boonk Gang. He like Boonk Gang. He started off as a rapper, but that wasn't getting him anywhere. So he started doing like the little stealing pranks, the little comedy stealing skit pranks and shit, and that blew him up. But you can say in a way that he sold his soul because he built his platform on, you know, something so ridiculous. You know, he built it upon, you know, basically stealing shit and getting into trouble. And now he's still kind of just getting into trouble. Like he's stuck in that energy. He's stuck in that, you know, or Tekashi 6ix9ine, like he built his fame, his fortune on a gangster thug image, and he couldn't stay out of gangster thug situations as a result of that, and now he's in prison. That's kind of how I see selling your soul, like building your fame on something that can kind of come back to bite you in the ass. And you can almost say like my content is maybe not like quite that, but for a normal person, this would probably be bad because, you know, I mean, he said this on the Little Black Dick song. I mean, people know I have a little black dick. My dick is absurdly tiny. And for the average person, having that knowledge out there wouldn't be very beneficial, but since I don't give a fuck, I can kind of, you know, I can do shit like that. But I've essentially built a small platform on the things that make me weird and unusual, and it's connecting me with you guys. And I feel like that's more wholesome than, you know, trying to pretend like I'm a thug or a gangster, or, you know, going out doing like dangerous pranks and stealing shit or whatever. You know, I'm just keeping it, you know, real. I just keep it real with you guys. I just, you know, I'm a weirdo like you guys. I only want the weirdo crowd. That's all I need. So, you know, however far this whole thing manages to go, that's how far it goes. But I'm not gonna go like, you know, do the rainbow hair and the guns or stealing shit. So, or summoning satanic demons. I might do the satanic demon thing. I mean, not like sell my soul, but I've been going to the X board every now and then. They got me curious about summoning demons and shit, but that's a story for another day. Thank you, Long Dick. Okay. Zhang said, good shit once again. I'm personally in the process of clawing my way out of the NEET cave. Maybe I should try no fap for a month. I've been doing no porn for 2 weeks now because I feel like a scumbag around women after watching a bunch of fucked up shit. And it has actually been alright. The top 9 porn star section was very tempting, not gonna lie. All in all, keep it up. Edit. Thanks for responding to the comments, even though it's kind of made me feel like a dick rider. Zang, dick ride all you want. Ride the dick. I don't give a fuck. I appreciate you guys because it's motivation when you guys let me know how you feel, that I've made you feel good. I've given you value. I like that. So always let me know because it motivates me. Like, that's the best thing about all this shit, man. Just always, make you guys feel good. But yeah, I'm not, man, this month, I've been fapping like crazy. I ain't even gonna front. I'm talking about monk mode. This month has not been very monk mode. Man, I really fell off the wagon with the no fap thing. But looking back at the whole year, at the whole 2018, I think this year, I masturbated less than I've ever masturbated in years. I think I've had more entire days without fapping than in probably years. I don't know exactly how many, but I think it's a good amount. Cause I had a couple like 1 week streaks, 2 weeks, a day here, 3 days here. I did a lot of those, I could never keep up a long enough streak to hit 30 days, but progress, progress. I think next year I'm hopeful that I'm going to be able to reduce my masturbation, porn watching habits even more. We like porn, but we got to have balance. Thank you, Zane. Take a sip. Now, who is this? Blore, please, said, I know this sounds weird, but I'm technically a trap. I'm a trans, but I just recently came out. Although I don't look like a trap, I can sound like a girl to a certain extent. One thing I instantly noticed online is the amount of horny men online. I have never been sexually harassed as a male one time online. Yet in 1 month, I've been sexually harassed a good 5 times so far. It's just interesting to see this kind of culture and how desperate men are, especially online. Now, Blore, please, if this was like a few years ago, when I was like at the height of like my trap obsession, I would have been like, yo, what's up? What's good? But it's cool to know that I have like trap fans. I figured I would though, because of just, how R9K is. It's full of traps and all kinds of gay shit. So but yeah, man, I know a lot about traps, and having been someone who, expressed extreme thirst towards traps in my own past, I think now it's not really about like if you're a man or a woman. It is, but I think it's more about just femininity. I think femininity is a hot commodity. I think it's a very, very hot commodity. Whether you're a girl or a guy who just looks like a girl, you're gonna get a lot of fucking attention, especially because traps and trans and all that shit, like, they're rare. So it's like, even though, like, I guess the number of guys who are into that shit is gonna be smaller than the bulk of men, it's all concentrated towards an even smaller minority of people who actually fit that look. So yeah, that's why you're gonna get a lot of fucking attention for being a trap. And yeah, shit, man. Let me not try to hit on you. Okay. No 3D allowed says, antinatalism is dumb. I can understand being so depressed you don't want to exist. It's kind of the point of depression. It's supposed to make you feel bad. Saying the world would be better if no humans were born, or even talking about reducing the population, is crazy. Not everyone shares this idea. On the topic of kids, it's a choice. Maybe you don't feel like it's the right choice for you. That's okay. But at the end of the day, people have to understand that others may have chosen differently. Now, I wouldn't say that I'm an antinatalist. I would say that I have kind of antinatalist-esque ideas, but I don't subscribe to the ideology, the whole ideology. Specifically because, and I think I mentioned this when I talked about it, is that, some people are born, and despite their suffering, despite this and that, they still are glad that they are born. So yeah, you can't just say, oh, life is depressing, so life just should not exist. I don't ever go that far, but I feel like just personally, I wouldn't want to have kids, or I wouldn't want to, give birth to somebody and them possibly just end up being a miserable fuck like I've been or others have been, and really not having the faith in myself to, raise another human being. I mean, I feel like if I get my own shit together, then I'm already making it. I'm already ahead. Quick. If I can get that far, I'd be happy. If I can take care of my own shit, that's awesome. But to take oh man, having to raise another human being, I don't know. I don't think that I just don't feel like I'm cut out for that. So for me, it's a personal thing. And I can also understand why, other people won't do it. But as far as like reducing the population, and the thing about antinatalism is that it's not going to work. Like, or at least any type of like outside of like extinction, like mass extinction or natural disasters or sickness or whatever, or just, shit going way, way left and then downhill. Humans are going to just keep fucking and reproducing. The antinatalists will die and the breeders will live on. That's just the way it is. But yeah, I'm all for people fucking and having kids. I don't give a fuck about that. It's just, I couldn't just do it and then just throw the person out into the chaos of the world. This world is pretty fucking crazy. So nah, thanks for that comment. No 3D allowed. I think my brain cells are finally fried. Too much bad weed. Baby Eater said, is this you coming out? And yeah, I figured someone would interpret it that way. But did you even watch the episode? Like, I took one peek out the closet and then I saw the degeneracy, and then I took my ass right back in that bitch and locked the door. But even though I decided, because I went through a period where I was really in love with the whole idea of like traps and all that. Like, it made homosexuality look so appealing and so cool, and it made it seem like it's an option on the table. But I think overall, like, once you really think about it and analyze it, at least personally, it doesn't seem very practical, to, I don't know, want to have like a trap, quote unquote, girlfriend or whatever. It just because you're going out. I mean, besides just it's a whole number of problems that can represent. But I just think overall, girls are just better. I think overall girls are the way to go for me. But traps always have a soft spot in my heart. It will always have a place in my heart because I just love the idea. Because you got to think, the only thing wrong with guys would be like the perfect like partners, but it's just that we're ugly. We're not attracted to each other. And traps, they take something that's normally disgusting and kind of make it, kind of cool, I guess. Kind of, it's like, oh, well, maybe I'll fuck him if he was as cute as a girl or whatever. But I don't know. I just don't feel like it's true to life. So that's why I said, I'm just gonna lock myself in the closet and hope I get a girlfriend one day. But yeah, thank you, Baby Eater. And I think, yep, that's the last. Oh man, my throat is done. My throat is done. This was a pretty lengthy episode, about 2 hours. Okay, that's perfect. Okay, guys, that was the episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got some valuable information because this is an educational show. I don't know what I'm exactly talking about on the next episode, but we'll figure that out. But I think, like I said before, I got a new podcast coming out, so that'll probably happen before the next episode of How to Be a NEET, so look out for that. And man, it's been so good hanging out with you guys. Oh man, I love you guys. But I'm about to go masturbate. No, seriously, I can't wait to that. See you guys.